Hello everyone, I'm Master Austin11, and I want to do a bit of a different video today where I'm going to be ranking every single Zelda title in the series. Now, I know I'm currently doing a Wind Waker playthrough on the channel, but I want to take a bit of a break, do a little bit sidetracking in this video, and I just wanted to generally give my opinion on every Zelda game, my stance on each one of them, and generally just how I feel about each Zelda title in the series. Now, just a quick disclaimer, if you don't want any spoilers or don't want to be spoiled with any Zelda game stories or anything, as I will be playing through every Zelda game in the future on my channel, at some point in time, I will play through every Zelda game, besides Zelda 2, because that one I just do not like whatsoever. Unless you guys truly want it, then I will not be playing Zelda 2 on the channel, or unless I get myself to play it on the channel. But either way, that's besides the point. I'm going to be ranking every Zelda title in the series from S tier down to F. Whatever. I'll keep it at this. I was thinking about adding like a D tier or something, but you know what, we'll leave it as is. Let's go start the ranking with the first Zelda title being the original Legend of Zelda. This game, I mean, it's a very good game exploration-wise, good temples, I mean, a very oblivious story where you don't even know what's going on with the story in the game. You know what? I'll put it in B tier. It generally has good temples, good exploration and everything. It's generally an overall good game. And it has good temples and everything, and I'm just not even gonna say why I'm putting Zelda 2 in F tier. I'm just putting it there. I don't like the Zelda game. And Nintendo, it goes in F tier. I don't think any explanation is needed for why Zelda 2 goes to the absolute bottom of the tier list. Well, moving on to the next title, A Link to the Past. Now this game, I'm just gonna put it in B tier. And I know this may upset some, but this is my opinion. But I generally do really like the Zelda game. A Link to the Past is a very good game. It's just a difficult game, and I'm not saying I dislike because of that. I do really like A Link to the Past. I just feel like it just lacks in terms of future Zelda titles. Of course, modern games now like Tears of the Kingdom, when it's everything coming out in a week. Now, to expect a Tears of the Kingdom playthrough when the game comes out, I do plan on doing a full Tears of the Kingdom playthrough once it comes out. So it's going to be full 100% everything. I'll be covering everything in Tears of the Kingdom. I may even do a blind playthrough. We'll see what goes on. A Link to the Past, very good game, good temples, everything. It's just generally a very good Zelda game, though it definitely does lag compared to more modern Zelda titles. Well, let's go and jump ahead onto its sequel, or what I like to call a remake of the game, and that is The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. I want to put it in A tier. It's a very good game. It's one of the games I grew up playing. I played it on the 3DS. I played it through so many times, just about almost every Zelda game in the series. I love A Link Between Worlds. From Lorule to Hyrule, and Hyrule to Lorule, being able to go between the two worlds through fissures, merging as a painting at the walls. It's crazy cool mechanics. It's so unique to the Zelda series. I love it for that. I love it for the story, how there's two different dimensions, hence the A Link Between Worlds. It's traveling between Hyrule and Lorule, Lorule being the dark and more twisted version of Hyrule, and Hyrule being the more light-based world, kind of similar to the light-dark world of Link to the Past. That's why it's a sequel. But now on to the next one. This is just combining A Link to the Past and Four Swords. I want to put it down there. It's gonna go down there. I mean, I'm not saying A Link to the Past is a bad game. A Link to the Past is B tier. I'm just putting this down here because I'm not counting it. I'm just simply not counting this game. I'm just gonna make an entirely new tier. I'm gonna make an entirely new tier, which is going to be I'm just gonna name it, I guess, not counting. Just a random tier name, no counting. I'm not counting the Zelda and Four Swords combination for GBA. Not counting it. Counting everything else, though. Just pretend like this tier doesn't even exist. Just pretend like this doesn't even exist. Not counting it. Let's move on. So, moving on to, I suppose, Minish Cap, actually. Minish Cap, very good Zelda game. Just transferring into a Minish, tree stuff just overall, turning into a Minish, exploding like the world's like a mini human around, just completing temples, using that whole mechanic. It is a very cool mechanic. It goes in A tier, most definitely. Very cool mechanic. Being able to transform into a Minish, hence the Minish cap, where Ezlo is, has use him to, basically, he sings and you turn into a Minish and you can explore the world. You solve many puzzles using Minish form. So freaking cool. And just the music, the temples, with how you use Ezlo as like a freaking glider sometimes. It's just generally such a good Zelda game. It's so good. Skyward Sword, it goes in A tier as well. Even though some people hate on Skyward Sword because of motion controls, they are fixed with Skyward Sword HD on the Nintendo Switch, as Nintendo added a new button layout for Skyward Sword. Very good story. Demise, and just Demise creating the curse in Hyrule, which led to Ganon being created. We all know the story. Demise creating the quote-unquote indefinite curse throughout every Zelda game. And generally, the temples. Oh my god, the temples are amazing in Skyward Sword. The story as well, the story is excellent, the music. Skyward Sword overall, a very good Zelda game. It's, in my opinion, Tears of the Kingdom is like a rehash or just reimagination of what they imagined Skyward Sword to be. So, yeah, and I'm running Tears of the Kingdom based off the trailers. I know the game hasn't released yet, but for now, I will give it a ranking based off of the trailers and everything we've seen, and the previews of the gameplay. It is insane, just the previews by Zeltic and Game Explain, just several other YouTubers, the previews, everything. It is amazing. Like, Tears of the Kingdom is a fantastic game. The story, how Ganondorf is coming back in his Gerudo male form, the game is straight up goes in S tier.
Artlist.io.
Trailers. I'll do an updated trailers once the game fully releases and I do a full playthrough on it, then I'll give it an updated ranking. But for now, it goes in S tier. It is just oh my god. Tears of the Kingdom looks like it's gonna be an amazing game. It's definitely gonna top Breath of the Wild. And speaking of Breath of the Wild, I wanna put it in S tier. It deserves S tier place. I won't play the Pie Tears of the Kingdom, because I think Tears of the Kingdom is gonna top it. Breath of the Wild is an amazing Zelda game. The exploration aspect. And Nintendo imagined Breath of the Wild to be an open world game. It basically being, in my opinion, a reimagination of the original Zelda. Now, I know I'm saying reimagination a lot here, and that's because some of these Zelda games are basically reimaginations of what Nintendo thought of those Zelda games when they were making them. And well, I believe Breath of the Wild is what Nintendo imagined Zelda 1 to be like, but it just didn't turn out to be that way because they didn't have the necessary technology to make it as great of a game as Breath of the Wild is. Now let's go move on to the Oracle games. I have played these a couple times. The Oracle games are amazing, changing between the seasons, the Rod of Seasons and Oracle of Seasons, and just the story in general, facing Ganon, and, funny enough, I don't even remember the, witch's name. Funny enough. But Oracle of Seasons, A tier. Oracle of Ages, also A tier. These two are basically linked games where you play through one, you could link to the other, play it, and then link it back, and you basically get a hero secret, and do another separate playthrough. It's just, the concept is amazing. Using a rod to transfer between the different seasons, to solve puzzles, using a harp to change time from past to present. It's just crazy, and even change like how time flows and everything. Oracle of Seasons and Ages, very good games. The Oracle games are very underrated in my opinion. But onto the next Zelda game. Well, let's go and rank Twilight Princess. It's a very good game. The story, it is much darker in the Zelda series, as it does have a much darker story and much darker aesthetic about it, as it is based more around the Twilight of Hyrule. I'm ranking A tier, and I know I'm ranking a bunch of Zelda titles in A tier and everything, but don't worry, I will try and equalize it by ranking others in lower tiers. But generally, I just love the Zelda games. Some I definitely like more than others, but just some, I just love so many of the Zelda titles. It's hard to give some a lower ranking than others just because each title is just so good. Like, each title is just generally a good title in and of itself with the mechanics it has, with what it has to offer. Each Zelda game is just generally a good game experience. And I just put that real link here because I just don't like it. Zelda 2 is the one game which I'll make an exception for just disliking because it just does not feel like a Zelda game. But, moving on, Spirit Tracks. But you know what? Let's do Phantom Hourglass first, as Phantom Hourglass is the prequel to Spirit Tracks. Phantom Hourglass, good game, though I dislike having to return to the Temple Ocean King so many times. It's kind of tedious. But I generally do like the temples and everything. I'm gonna put it in B tier. Maybe it's a bit biased by me because Phantom Hourglass was my very first Zelda title I ever played. Yes, game released for Nintendo DS with the touchscreen controls, where you can return to Temple of the Ocean King so many times. It was just so tedious and just so bad. But maybe I'm a bit biased because Phantom Hourglass was my very first Zelda game, so you know what, just because of that I may put it down C. You know, I'm gonna put a stick it in B tier. I'm gonna stick it in B tier. This is my tier list. I wanna know your guys' opinions as well. Also, let me know in the comment section down below what you think of each Zelda title. But Spirit Tracks, the sequel to Phantom Hourglass. It's a very good game. Very, very good. It is excellent. It's better than Phantom Hourglass only because you don't have to backtrack in the, what was it called? Tower of Spirits. Yes, the Tower of Spirits in Spirit Tracks. Just, the fact that you didn't have to backtrack in order to progress, absolutely amazing. You didn't have to backtrack in order to collect things. You could just collect things in the room and then move on. I love that about Spirit Tracks. So, you know, I'm putting a top B tier on like, the smidge of A tier. So, low B tier, no, high, no, low A tier, high B tier. That's where I rank Spirit Tracks, definitely above Phantom Hourglass. Now on to Triforce Heroes, the multiplayer Zelda title, one of the multiplayer Zelda titles. Triforce Heroes, it is generally a good game, but I do dislike how when you're playing single player, you have to control each of the doubles individually, like literally, with each doppelganger. You have to control individually, like with Blue and Red Link, if you're playing individually, you have to control them individually and play like that single player and carry them. Well, multiplayer, it's a lot more fun, though it can be a bit more of a struggle, especially when trying to collect material and everything. I do like the game, but you know what, I'm gonna put Triforce Heroes in C tier. I put Triforce Heroes in C tier, and okay, on to the next one. You know, I'm gonna rank the other multiplayer Zelda game next. Four Swords Adventures, generally good game. It is a very good multiplayer Zelda game, much better than Triforce Heroes. It can't speak English. I'm gonna put Four Swords Adventures in B tier. Generally very good Zelda title. At least when playing single player, it's just generally a lot better. Seeing as how you can, all the links move in one uniform motion, like if you're moving right, all the links move to the right. Generally just a lot better than Triforce Heroes. Four Swords Adventures, very good multiplayer Zelda game. I do highly recommend it for anyone looking for a multiplayer game that is a Zelda game. Moving on to the Wind Waker. Ooh, honestly, just have to pass. The Wind Waker is a very good game. It is truly very good. It is amazing. The Wind Waker, very good Zelda game, and just exploring the Great Sea. And this game is actually a Zelda game I'm Let's Playing right now on the channel, so we should go check out that Let's Play on my channel as I am recording it, and I'll have the next episode on it up hopefully soon. But generally, Wind Waker is just such a fun game. Exploring the Great Sea, finding the treasure, going through the temples, the amazing music. Just starting it with how Link's sister Ariel gets kidnapped. It's a crazy game with how you find Hyrule sunken from the water, where it's cool with the lore of the Wind Waker. With the lore of the Wind Waker, it's the era of the hero of time, long forgotten, which is the same as Twilight Princess. As between Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, they both feature the darker aspects of it, where the hero of time is forgotten. So after the events of Ocarina of Time, when Zelda sends Link back to his childlike time and Navi leaves him, then after the hero of time is forgotten, and the land goes into twilight, Hyrule gets sunken beneath the Great Sea. The entirety of Hyrule from the Hero of Time's era is sunken underneath the Great Sea. And of course, Link from Twilight Princess meets Link from Ocarina of Time, aka the Hero of Time from Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. Twilight Princess Link meets that Link in the form of him being a Stalfos, with the Hero of Time being forgotten, and, well, he teaches Twilight Princess Link certain moves and helps him out on his adventure, but very cool. I freaking love it. Okay, moving on to Link's Awakening DX. I'll just think of it as Link's Awakening on the Nintendo Switch, the remaster. Just the Windfish, the sense that it's like a dream island, like it doesn't actually exist. I don't know exactly how to put it, but a dream island, one where it's not real, where once you beat the game and you rescue the Windfish from the nightmares that are haunting it, and you defeat them, then Link wakes up from the dream. He is stranded on the water, and depending on if you beat the game without any deaths, you get a secret ending with Marin, and there's a sequel, a bit of symbolism, but generally just very cool. Link's Awakening, I would definitely have to put in A tier. Very good game. Moving on to Majora's Mask. This game, man, one of the greatest games of all time in my opinion. It's a very good game. A tier, absolutely. It has a similar dark aesthetic to Twilight Princess, though it just generally has a darker story line with Skull Kid having Majora's Mask, aka the name of the game, causing the moon to crash down in Termina, killing everyone, destroying everything in Cloud Town. It is just crazy. Majora's Mask is a very dark game. And with Nintendo saying Tears of the Kingdom was going to be an even darker game than Majora's Mask, it's crazy to think how it could be darker. And I apologize for that. We'll have to fix that, but never mind that. Tab that just popped up. But Tears of the Kingdom, with it being darker than Majora's Mask, it's going to be a generally darker game. And I'm really looking forward to playing Tears of the Kingdom and seeing how it is darker than Majora's Mask. Moving on to the final game, not put straight up in S tier. It goes in S tier. It is a very good game. Ocarina of Time, known as one of the greatest video games of all time, receiving a score of 99 on Metacritic, the original, and I believe 96 or something for the 3DS remake. Ocarina of Time, fantastic game. It set up the whole staple and layout for the entire Zelda series, for the temples, the story, with going from the Great Deku Tree to the Spirit Temple to the Ganon's Tower, facing Ganon, facing him as Ganon. Just you having to rescue Zelda as you go out through your journey. Zelda, spoiler alert here. You might want to click off the video real quick if you don't want to hear this. Click off the video if you don't want to hear the spoiler. But Zelda revealing herself as Sheik in Ocarina of Time. But I did say spoiler warning there, so you didn't click off the video. Well, you just spoiled yourself. But Zelda revealing herself as Sheik, it's just crazy with, like, how things turn out in Ocarina of Time. It's such a good game. But yeah, that does it for my tier list. Thank you all so much for watching. This is my full tier list on every Zelda game in the series. Let me know, again, in the comment section down below what your thoughts are on every Zelda game in the franchise. And yeah, let me know on your thoughts and what Zelda game is your favorite and what Zelda game is your least favorite in the series. Thank you again so much for watching. I've been Master Austin 11, and I'll see you all in the next video on the channel. Peace out.